it's really kind of traumatic. This was probably the first day of school. So I came in with Quint, so I'm just talking to Quint. And I planned on making friends a little as I went. Just barely opening my mouth, speak when spoken to. And me and Waylon in front of the whole class was talking. And then he just goes, "Oh man, I know who he looked like, Greg. I know who he looked like." And I'm like, oh my God. Because the whole time they're saying, "Oh, this dude looks like so-and-so's an idiot. And this is who he looks like." So I'm thinking, they're fixing to give me a bad nickname. They said, "You look like Diamond Dave," which if you don't know who that is, he's the YouTube guy that empty dip can, no says I, ninja star. And he's the guy, you got your Judy chop, all that. And he's a redneck dude. And I went along like, I knew exactly who the dude was. But I was like, oh man, I don't know who that is. Like, y'all want to show me. I don't know who that is. Like, trying to play it off, but tried to run from it for a while. But after a while, I just accepted Diamond Dave. Wish it was just Joseph though.
If you don't know Isaac, he came from Pennsylvania, homeschooled, and you could tell realistically didn't have a whole lot of social skills because he wasn't in public school like most of us were or anything. So he came here kind of awkward or whatever, but by week 5 you couldn't shut the kid up. And then if any time you got Isaac Turner as a groundman, you got the best groundman in here. Because I remember we were on the 4 pole circles, or the pole line building, and I was on like pole 2. He's on the dead end pole. And nobody's around, and I yell for Isaac. And I see this man dead sprinting up the hill and all his climbing gear, everything. I'm talking dead sprint. Asking me what I need, what it is, and then I tell him, he runs to the pod, runs back. Never slowing down. And then it was this weekend at the house. We're just at the house, chilling out, hanging around, listening to music, whatever. And man's got some killer dance moves. Tell you what, he is the stiffest dancer I've ever seen in my life. But it's so funny because it's like white boy dancing. Like, it's funny. Like, we gotta get Isaac to dance for everybody.
Can you give us an example?
Example? Yeah, I got you. It's like, he's like.
Okay, best dancer at Elite, hands down, Jesse Grogan. I'm not gonna say he's better than maybe any African-American dancer I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them in Disney World at the Lion King Festival. But other than them, give me Grogan over anybody else.
What's the most encouraging thing Randy said?
Probably that I sucked. But nah, probably that I suck. I asked Randy if he thinks I'll get hired, and he told me no. There's 29 spots, or 27 spots, and there's 28 students here, and I was the one that wasn't gonna make it.
My favorite Greg Bradford story would have to be probably the either first or second day of class. I really can't remember. We was going over CDL stuff like approach an engine, coupling, trailer. And at the end of it, he was like, "Well guys, this is the most important. Y'all pay attention, everybody shut up. We're gonna go over in-cabin 7-point air brake." And he started the video, and all the videos start with the truck cranking up, and then it just cuts to a scene with him. He's sitting in the truck, like kind of leaned back a little bit, like relaxed, bowed up on the steering wheel, talking into the camera like this. And his hands down here, so it looks like his hands on like a gear shifter, like he's ready to go. Like he's Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel. And so I've never been one to like keep my mouth shut at all times, especially when you're supposed to. And I'm like, I just speak up and I said, "Man, that's Vin Diesel in that big rig right there." And it didn't sound as funny in my head, but everybody busted out laughing.
All right, so we're doing start, stop, continue, and my favorite memory of Captain D's is Timothy. is when we were all doing start, stop, continue. I can't really remember the context of it, but he was talking about him and his girlfriend and how they've got matching unicorn onesies. And that was one of the craziest, funniest things that we heard all year before he left. And it sparked a conversation in the room that was not what we expected at all. Everybody started calling Captain D's names. I think he thought that was funnier than him telling the story itself, because we all started talking, then Garrett had a couple stories, and then Captain D's told Garrett he had a good jawline, the prettiest jawline in class, and it was just a weird day after that.
It's not almost like a Waylon story, but how he does some stuff. I mean, y'all are gonna notice it if y'all are at the graduation. It's like sometimes, of course he knows what he's gonna say, but it's almost like he does like he's fishing for something, because he'll be like, yeah, y'all gotta put in them applications, because if y'all don't, it's like, yeah, I mean, y'all just gotta play the odds, because that's what this game is. And you can't burn bridges, you know, it's just, it's just what y'all gotta do. And I mean, you just gotta find a good job, find some seat time, because if you wanna get that job back at home, you're gonna have to work.
Anytime, Shane looks like he don't blink, too. Me and Isaac Turner found that out. And he talks to you, he just looks like he's just staring in your soul. He doesn't blink at all. And like when you notice it, it freaks you out. And I asked him about it today, and he said he learned it from, he said his wife taught him, because she got that stare. But, or anytime, you know, you ask Shane, you're trying to get advice or something, and he just sits at the bottom of the pole, because he contradicts himself a lot, because he doesn't want to tell you wrong, because somebody else trying to tell you, he just does that. Shane? And I was like asking him about jobs and stuff, and he just said, I don't know. I was asking for his opinion, but he just doesn't want to tell me something wrong, so he just does that. Anytime Shane does that, it's like, come on, man.
I guess the best story with Pointer, or how he acts, is no matter what he's talking about, he's gonna tie it into Georgia football. It don't matter. Rodeo, we say, yeah, you know, he'll say, man, I think Landon's got the best chance to win the rodeo. Just like them dogs. He's gonna tie everything back into them dogs. And it's, I mean, Georgia obviously didn't try to lose, but it's like, he said Georgia lost on purpose so they could beat Bama on the big stage. No, they didn't. They got beat by St. Nick. And I hate St. Nick as well, but it just happened. Then it's Kirby's fault. It ain't Kirby's fault. He done won 12 games. Then we got to change Stetson Bennett. Then he'll get back on the rodeo for a while, talk about the rodeo and Jackson EMC and hunting. And then 5 minutes later, it's coming back to Georgia football. And I don't know if it's always been like this, because it's the first year I met him, and of course it's going to be the year when Georgia's good. But it don't matter what we're talking about, it's coming on back to Georgia football. Okay, well, it started with like some basketball trash talk here and there. And like, you know, of course, I don't know if it's the testosterone in us, but whatever we got, it ain't gonna, like, I'm gonna beat you at everything, whether it be basketball, golf, and then we got to talk about church league softball. And I was like, dude, y'all can't see Shady Grove in no church league. And Luke was like, dude, it's over with, bro. My church is tearing y'all's up. To what Tiger King said that. I was like, okay, and then drifted off a little bit, and I was like, okay, guys, who y'all taking? You life savings on the line, grizzly bear or gorilla? Well, anybody in their right mind is gonna say the grizzly bear, bro. I couldn't tell you the specifics, man, but there's videos of a grizzly bear slipping up on a moose and decapitating it. And I just feel like a gorilla would just try to, like, human fight you. That grizzly ain't got time for that. He's got 4-inch claws. He's twice the size of the gorilla. He's got more bite power, faster top speed, and also you gotta think, that grizzly bear kills to survive every day. That gorilla eat a pineapple. Oh, no, ain't no pineapple. I don't know what the gorilla eating, but he eating some greens. Gorilla halfway vegetarian. And here's another thing. You can go to some zoos and you'll see a gorilla. But you know what you ain't gonna see? A full-grown grizzly bear. You know why? Because he'd kill everybody.
Hey folks, this is Randy from Elite Lineman Training School. I'd like to thank you for watching our video. And if you really like it and enjoy it, please hit the subscribe button down below and join us. Thank you. Have a great day.